Hello everyone. Now, normally whenever I play games, I never really play on the hardest difficulty. Unless I'm doing challenges, I normally always play on the normal difficulty. Because to me, it's a nice combination between it's easy at the beginning of the game, but then towards the end of the game, it starts getting hard. However, even though I love playing on normal difficulty, I don't like playing hard games, I love Dark Souls. Dark Souls has always been like a game I've always loved, and Dark Souls has actually become my favorite franchise, and Dark Souls 3 being my favorite game ever. And now I'm working on a video explaining and talk about why Dark Souls has become my favorite franchise and my favorite game, and why it has surpassed Halo. However, even then, when I look at my least favorite game in the Dark Souls franchise, or just out of all the Soulsborne games, it definitely has to be Dark Souls 2. Now, I want to make something perfectly clear here. I do not hate this game. However, out of all the Dark Souls games, this is my least favorite. But even then, I feel like this game is overhated too much. So with that said, this will be probably the shortest defense video I will ever make, because I have a lot of my own problems with this game, but I will try my best to defend Dark Souls 2, even though this is my least favorite Dark Souls game and my least favorite Soulsborne game. So, let's get started. Now, the story of Dark Souls 2 involves being, you're just a normal human who is affected by the undead curse, and he's trying to find some way to cure it, and you're drawn to the gates of Drang Lake. And now, unlike everyone else, I really like that we go to Drang Lake, which is a kingdom far away from Londor, far away from the lords of Dark Souls 1. They don't even know about Gwyn, and if they do, it's like legend or myth. And we're seeing how the undead curse, seeing how it affected more than one area, and seeing how far the consequences of Gwyn's actions of linking the first flame, how far his actions went, and seeing Drain Lake, which is a kingdom that they don't know about the lords, they don't know about Gwyn and the undead curse. So really see them, seeing how they deal with it and all that, even though they don't know it. Now, Drang Lake is not my favorite location to explore, but it is fun to explore the places, especially the Iron Keep, which is my favorite game, is my favorite location in the game. I love it so much, and the lore for Dark Souls 2 is easily the best part of the game. Now, the gameplay for Dark Souls 2 isn't that different from the first game. You still roll, you just have to roll, you still gotta watch your stamina. However, it does have a few changes to it. And also, I definitely described the gameplay terribly for Dark Souls. Now, one change is you move a little faster in Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 1, your movement was pretty slow, but movement-wise, you move a little bit faster. But to me, it feels like you move slower when you attack. So you move a little faster while just running or just walking, calmly moving. But then when you have to attack, it feels like you move slower. And another change is now healing takes a lot longer than did in Dark Souls 1, which I do not like, and has caused me to die many times because how long it takes to heal or even do the animation to heal. Where Dark Souls 1 and even Dark Souls 3, where you get to heal very quickly. Healing in Dark Souls 1 and 3, it's pretty quick. It doesn't last that long. You can still get hit and still die, but it's not like Dark Souls 2, which it really feels like forever when you're using Estus Flask or even the Life Gems. Also, unlike Dark Souls 1 and 3, I would get, many times, I would a wild way of an enemy attack and I would still get hit. Where Dark Souls 1 and 3, if you time it right, you would avoid the hit. Dark Souls 2, it really feels like no matter what you do, you're still gonna get hit even if you roll at the right time. However, be able to run a little faster, be able to move a little faster is much better, especially in Dark Souls 2, which has much bigger places, rather than Dark Souls 1, which a lot of Dark Souls 1 locations were like pretty small. So it worked small. The slow movement worked well in Dark Souls 1, but it was still like kind of pain to work through. Now, one of the biggest things I believe for most Dark Souls fans, and myself personally, are the bosses. Because having an awesome boss fight in a game really helps your games like so much be like so much fun, and really have the sense of accomplishment. And I would even argue that the whole Dark Souls franchise, but really just the Dark Souls franchise, they have the best bosses in any game. However, even with that said, the bosses in Dark Souls 2 are kind of disappointing. Now, unlike most Souls fans, I never had a problem that a lot of bosses in Dark Souls 2 are really just knights. But I will say that they do seem pretty easy. When I first played Dark Souls 2, I remember having a lot of problems with some of the bosses, but that was when I was terrible at the game. Like, I was terrible at Dark Souls. At that time, I didn't even beat Dark Souls 1. But now, since I've gotten so much better at Dark Souls, I've beaten both Dark Souls 1 and 3. Dark Souls 1 many times, and I just beat Dark Souls 3 a little while ago. It seems way too easy. A lot of them I kill on the first try, and I think only a few of them I have had to redo over multiple times. Now, there are some bosses that I like. For example, the Dragon Rider boss, kind of one of the first bosses that you fight in the game. The Flexile Sentry, I think that's what it's called. The Pursuer, and the Looking Glass Knight. But that's it, really. Nassandra is just, she's a pretty weak last boss compared to someone like Gwyn and Solar Cinder. Now, I know that I really sound like I'm more critiquing the game more than defending it, but there's a lot more stuff I dislike about this game than I like. Now, I would say right now to any Dark Souls 2 fan out there who's watching this, who really loves this game, I am sorry that I'm not defending this game as well as I did with Halo 5 or Dead Island. The thing is, I still really like this game, and I'm playing through it again at the moment, and I will play through it many times, but I still have a lot of my own problems with it. And unlike a game like Halo 5, it's not okay, well, people have problems with this, but I don't. A lot of the problems people have with Dark Souls 2, I have the same problem with. And I will still say, if you haven't played Dark Souls 2, go and give it a try. Buy it. I bought it on the Xbox One a few days ago. I think it was only $30, I believe, or 30 or 40. But yeah, I say go try it, see how you feel about it, see if you like it, see how you same opinion as me or a different opinion. Now, I see many people who hate or dislike Dark Souls 2 say that it was impossible to make a sequel as good as the first Dark Souls, which to many people they see as a masterpiece. But in my opinion, Dark Souls 3 did a fantastic job showing that you could make a awesome sequel to Dark Souls, and in my opinion, Dark Souls 3 is a much better game than Dark Souls 1. However, even though the story and the lore for Dark Souls 2 is so good, and I love the Kingdom of Dragon Lake, the rest of the game is honestly the weakest part of the game, and really what makes it really my least favorite, and not as fun as Dark Souls 1 and 3, or even Bloodborne. And that goes with the gameplay and the bosses. However, Majula, the hub world basically, is an awesome place, and even though I do prefer Firelink Shrine, Majula is still awesome and the music is still great. But yeah, to end this video off, to any Dark Souls 2 fan out there watching this, any Dark Souls 2 fan out there watching this who wanted me to defend this game a lot better than I did, who really loves this game and would say Dark Souls 2 is my favorite game ever, or the best Souls game, go ahead and make your own video about it and defend why the things in Dark Souls 2 are great. Because, like, the thing is, just writing the script, I tried to do as best as I can to defend this game, but even then, there's a lot of problems I have with the game. The DLCs are fantastic, I will say. Even my favorite one being the one with the Ivory King. That is my favorite DLC. But even with the DLCs, this game still suffers, and it's still my least favorite, and there wasn't really that much I could defend. Like, if I went and made a video defending Dark Souls 3, it would be a lot long. This video would be a lot longer than this video. So I say Dark Souls 2 fan who, like, if you're a Dark Souls 2 fan who really loves the game, go ahead and make your own video defending it. Because there aren't really a lot of videos out there, and the few defense videos, like defending videos that are out there, they're not that great, honestly. They're mostly just shitting on Dark Souls 1 while praising Dark Souls 2. And it's like, go ahead and make the video just defending Dark Souls 2. And because there's not that much out there, and if you want to talk about how great Dark Souls 2 is and defend it, go ahead and make a video. That's the beauty of YouTube.